Hey guys, my name's Ravi. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of the podcast, Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. Today's episode's important. Today's episode is literally about how to make money and how easy it is right now in the current economic climate. This is very different to how a lot of people are thinking right now. Some people are scared. Some people are hoping there's a market crash. Some people are speculating that there's a market crash. And some people don't know what the F's going on. And so I want to break it down. Not only from an economic standpoint, but also from a mindset shift and the context in which we are talking to our friends, our social circles, and why it's so important right now, more than ever, to have the right people around you and be listening to the right voices. This is an opportunity like no other, and I know that it sounds a bit like there's hope, that there's a bit of FOMO going on up in the air, the articles that come out and some of the content that comes out on YouTube. But I'm trying to keep it as real as I can here, keep it grounded, keep it humble, but also give you some value because I am genuinely so excited about what is happening in the market right now. And there's opportunity. There's always opportunity, but there's more so right now than ever before. I say this across a lot of content, a lot of the medians, stories on Instagram. If you're new here, definitely go check that out. Is that I say that we have about 3 to 5 years as a window to really create generational wealth. And in this episode, I'm going to break it down exactly why I think so and how we can go about doing that. And of course, nothing is financial advice. We're just talking about, my experience, what my thoughts and opinions are. But if you are looking for some sort of financial help and advice, then you should seek a licensed professional. I'm going to share with you why I think it's the easiest time to make money and why I think the rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer, because it comes down to not how much money you have access to. I think it's about a matter of mindset. You can not have money or you can have money, but if you don't have the muscles in your mind, you don't have the mindset to actually go and invest that money, you're not going to do anything with it. I've seen many people across, years of working in different industries, across different walks of life, where people that have not had access to huge amounts of wealth have done really, really well. And I'm talking about, some people that really didn't even finish school and now making more than anyone that sat there and thought their ATAR was important. Their score for uni was important. When they were at uni, all they thought was, let's get good grades, and that was important. Let's not network and socialize and, upgrade our communication skills. They focused on numbers and what their credit scores were, what their distinction scores were, and what their high distinction scores were. But anyways, what we're talking about here is really about that mindset piece first. We'll go through the context and where I think in terms of the economic cycle, why I am so bullish right now on a lot of things, right? So we're going to keep doing that. And for everyone that's new here, whether you're listening to me for the first time or watching my face for the first time, definitely do subscribe on whatever you're watching this on, whatever platform you're listening to this on, because I am uploading content weekly. I'm going to increase how much content I put out, not because I want to flood the market with just quantity of crap, useless crap. I've got so much to say and I want to be historically correct. This is an exciting time for me to come back in 2, 3, 4 years and come back and watch these videos, genuinely know that this was the feel, this was the moment, that it was all happening, it was taking off. And if I've got videos around that now, just like I regret not making videos 5 years ago and feeling, what I felt at the time, this is now the moment where I want to just document everything for yourselves, for myself, and anyone future that's coming to these videos to really check out, hey, what was this guy on? Could he be wrong? Well, these videos will be out there for everyone to know, and I lose a lot of credibility. But for me, it's not just so much about what I'm saying, it's about what I'm doing. I'm not coming out here and saying, oh, it's a really exciting time, guys. You should definitely invest. And then I turn around and not invest at all, right? I feel like there's a lot of that going around on social media, flexing in front of a car, but it's not their car. And, saying that they're going to do something, but they're not actually doing any of that. Oh, I'm living my best life, but you're not. You're faking it, right? And so that's where I'm coming from, is I'm keeping it real. I keep it very transparent on the YouTube channel as well. I try and share everything I can humanly share, especially when it comes to personal finance, and hence the name Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. It's sharing my experiences, my opinions, and just sharing what I'm doing. Not so I can flex and go, oh, look at me. If none of you guys watch, right, and you don't take any value from this, at the end of the day, the worst case is that I get to show this to my kids in 30 years, right? Or I get to watch it in 20 years and just realize what I was feeling at the time. But I'm genuinely super excited for what's happening right now. So let's touch on mindset, right? I talk a lot about, how a lot of people are in a defensive mode versus the offensive people, right? People who are attacking versus people that are sitting on the fence and going, oh, I don't know, I don't want to act in this sort of volatile market, right? And so for me, I think it's very clear for anyone that's watching, has been watching for a while, I'm very much on the attack, the offensive. However, I'm also very conservative. Now, it's a bit of a being hypocritical there when I'm going, oh, go all into this, and then going, no, don't do that. What I mean by me being very offensive, but also very much conservative, I'm not in a position that I want to take unnecessary risks. And I say this to everyone, right? Irrespective of if you've got one property, you've got 50 properties, you have $10, or you have $1 million in the bank account. I say this to everyone. Is it necessary to take certain parts, certain risks in your life? Maybe, maybe not. And this is where purpose, goal, and dreams come in. Because if you're thinking about, hey, I want to retire, Ravi, I want to retire in the next 3 years. And I go, okay, then what? Oh, I just want to retire. Okay. But have you thought about why you want that? Like, there must be a bigger purpose to this. Oh, I don't like my job. Okay, cool. Let's dive deeper into that. Why don't you like your job? I don't like getting up in the morning. Okay, why don't you like getting up in the morning? Oh, I don't get enough sleep. Maybe that's because you're not sleeping early enough, right? And then we can really break down, what do you like? What do you don't like? Why are you here? Let's take accountability. Why are we here, right? And I know, this mindset sort of place is such a fantastically weird place, right? Where it makes or breaks the whole thing. And when we come down to whether it's investing in real estate, investing in crypto, investing in collectibles, or investing in general, it comes down to, are you listening to the right people? And when it comes down to being offensive, are we executing on these plans, or are we just going, oh, something's going to happen, right? I firmly believe there's either people that make shit happen or shit happens to them. Okay. And I would much rather have control over my surroundings and my actions. So I make shit happen, right? I make shit happen. When I find something, I research, I learn, I want to grow, right? Not because I want to be the wealthiest man around, right? I have no aspirations for that. What I have aspirations for is a life of freedom, a life of control where I control the narrative, where I control the outcome, right? And if I'm in a position now where I'm able to dedicate 30, 40, 50 hours a week working, these are the same people, and you might be one of these people. So really just reflect on this, right? And I'm not having a go at you, but it will trigger you. Is people come out and they say, oh, look at Ravi, he's putting up another video about personal finance. I don't care about money. All he cares about is money. Okay. But you're going to a job you don't like for 40 to 50 hours a week. For what? To earn money, right? If you didn't have to do that, right, and you could go for free, right? You go there and work for free. Would you still go? No, you wouldn't, right? So when you're spending 40 to 50 hours a week to earn one paycheck, the salary, and then you claim, well, I don't want to learn about personal finance. I don't want to learn about investing because there's other things to life. Yeah, there are. That's why it's important to invest. That's why it's important to learn about shit that you don't know. Talk to people who know about stuff. Learn from those people. Instead, we're going, no. I go to work. That's like, I'm stressed out about that. I don't like that place. And now I'm going to go spend time doing other shit. No. Why are we spending 40 to 50 hours a week doing something we don't like and then not want to think that we're doing it for the money and convince ourselves, no, I'm passionate about it. I like it. There's days there that, I'm doing what I love, right? But there are days there that I get challenged, right? There are days there I don't feel like doing anything. But the exciting part to what I do is that I have the choice of not doing something now. And for the next 3 hours, maybe it's sitting on the couch or relaxing or going for a walk. Versus if you're in an office and you're working for someone else. That's the advantage I have, and I'm super grateful for it. But what I'm saying here is you have the opportunity to actually make something happen. And that's why it's such an exciting time, because anyone who is on the offensive, who is taking action, executing on their plans, are going to make a shitload of money. And it's not about the money. I've been saying this for so long. It's not about the money. It's what the money brings for you. It brings you choice, right? When you have choice, and you don't have to get up and answer to some boss you don't like, you're telling me you're not going to be happier that day? That's a load of shit, right? And that's when I'm talking facts, right? Question it. Ask yourself. I'm not saying, hey, make money so you can flex on it. That's your prerogative. What do you want to do? That's up to you, right? For me, that's not important. I make these videos and I talk about my income, my expenses, my portfolio, because I want to make this shit normal. You should be able to talk about these things, but all of a sudden we're not allowed to. And if you don't know with the 5 people you talk to and they don't know what you have or how they can help you, how are they supposed to help you? You can't help yourself. You're not even confident enough to talk about it. And so that's where I'm coming from, is me talking about my personal finances is not so you judge me differently or you look at me differently, or in fact, having conversations with people I know and they look at me differently. No, it's not about that. It's that one person can put this video on and suddenly in the living room, there are concepts being spoken about. Hey, salary, investing, real estate, crypto, collectibles, mindset, happiness, choice. Oh, okay. But that then prompts someone in your circle, whether it's at home or whether you're listening to this in your car with someone else in the car, you suddenly start having those conversations. That's why I'm here. That's why I make videos. That's my intention, to inspire that conversation. Okay? So when it comes to offensive and defensive mindsets, so the people on the offense are going to generate a lot more wealth, a lot more income, right, in this next period of time. That doesn't mean the defensive people lose, right? There is still time. We are still early. We see numbers on, real estate, all-time high, cryptocurrency, all-time high, collectibles going crazy, everyone thinking it's a bubble. Everything's a bubble now. It's all coming down. It's all crashing. No, it's not, right? We are so early in this phase that in the next 3 to 5 years, we will look back and we'll go, what happened there? Well, how did I miss this? Oh man, I should have done something. That's what we're going to have. And I firmly believe it. I'm very passionate about this space. I learn a lot and I could be wrong, right? It's my personal opinion, right? But at the end of the day, I'm very confident that the people that make moves now will do really well because it's in line with economic cycles. So what we see, right, and we're bringing it from the emotional, the mindset stuff, and now we're bringing it into real data, real numbers here. We have a correction, an economic downturn of some sort of correction every 7 to 12 years. It's always played out that way, right? And we were getting overextended 2017, 2018, yet we still had some push there. And then obviously COVID happened. So we've, got a health-induced recession, right? But that was the point where we corrected. We had the shift. Now we've had all this money being printed. Now we're starting the new cycle. Yet most people think we're still in that old cycle and that we're going to still crash in the next year or so. So now everyone's going and making content or, talking about how dramatically, the real estate market is going to crash or it's running out of steam and, interest rates are going to go up and all that garbage. It's not going to happen, right? And even if we see, let's just touch on this point. A lot of people coming out and they go, oh, banks are changing their rates. There might be an interest rate increase. This just it makes me laugh. Because if you're holding debt, right, and the interest rate goes from 2.6% to 2.7%, or it rose by 0.1%, how much of an effect does that actually have on you? Even if you had $1 million worth of debt, it's nothing. And so that's where I'm coming from, is we get so caught up in the nitty gritty. People ask me constantly, you're buying property, it's a bit dated. What happens if there's maintenance? Okay, so what if there's maintenance? Well, how much is that going to cost? Okay, well, let's just say worst case, how much is it going to cost? We've got taps, maybe this happens, maybe that happens. How much is it going to cost? Yeah, that seems expensive. Okay, but on the flip side, we've got a property that's in a really good location. You've got rent guaranteed pretty much because you've got such tight rental conditions. You've got a tenant in there for 5 or 7 years. They don't want to leave. They're increasing the rents every year. Plus you're getting capital growth of 5 to 7%. And yet you're concerned about the leaking tap. You're concerned about the $100 job on the door? Are you serious right now? That is the same mentality. That's the loser mentality, the defensive mindset that keeps people poor. It's simple as that. Stop focusing on little things. The amount of people that have gone, oh, please give me a discount on the Confusion to Clarity course. You're asking for a discount on a course that costs like anywhere from $500 to $800 to get into real estate investing, which you could ultimately spend $2, $3, $4, $500,000, make one mistake, which is going to cost you anywhere from 50 plus thousand, and yet you're complaining about a $200, $300 difference in price. Are you for real right now? This is the mindset, guys. This is the difference between an offensive and defensive mindset. And then it goes into traditional and adaptive mindset. When I talk about traditional and adaptive mindset, I'm talking about the people that did this 15 years ago and they stick to the same shit, right? It's like our schooling system. They teach us stuff that's irrelevant. They're still teaching us as if we didn't have the calculators existing in today's times, right? They're still teaching us a syllabus that's based on the fact that we don't have Google, right? Well, who cares what capital city is of what country? Why not teach me how I do my tax? Why not teach me how I make money? Why not teach me how not to be freaking poor? Why aren't we learning that? Because that seems a lot more relevant because knowing what capital city exists in what country isn't going to pay my bills. That's the reality. However, that's a dated system. That's just the game and we got to play the game. But that's the same thing when it comes to investing in anything. I could talk to someone who's been a real finance guru and I talk to them about cryptocurrency and they're like, nah. Oh, okay. So please, nah, it's fake. It's a bubble. It's speculative, doesn't hold any fundamentals. Why would I invest in it? Okay. Sometimes it doesn't need to make sense until it does, right? And I say this as well. Real estate, all-time highs. Yeah, our numbers for unemployment were all-time highs. We've completely shut down borders, completely shut down suburbs, and people are living in their homes. Yet real estate's going up. That doesn't make sense. It's a bubble. Okay. We are so early in this phase. People that want to understand, people that want to learn. The fact that we're, halfway through this video, if not 75% through this video, and yet only a few people remain listening or watching this video, that gives you everything in terms of context. I'm not saying everyone should listen to me, but I'm saying people are here wanting quick answers, quick fixes, don't want context and be patient about how to get there when there's free content being presented to go, hey, guys, here, I'm doing this, I'm investing here and I'm doing this. Maybe you should see what I'm doing and you could do some of the same. Nah, it's wasting my time. I want to go watch Netflix. I want to go do this. I want to go do that. I'm not going to learn about money. I don't care. Same dudes are going to sleep tonight early so they can wake up early, catch a train in the cold to go to a job they don't like. How does this make sense? Right? And this is where that traditional and adaptive mindset comes in. Today, it might be real estate. Tomorrow, it's collectibles. Tomorrow, it's something else. 3 weeks from now, it's something else. You've got to stay adaptive. How are you going to stay adaptive when you've got this defensive mindset, which doesn't build that investing muscle? If you go through investing in anything, right? Just detaching yourself emotionally from the money that sits in your bank account, your savings account. If you detach from it, $10, $20, whatever it is, you need to build that muscle. You can't just go in and say, oh, I'm going to go and invest and I'll go buy real estate. $400,000 or $500,000. Okay, bam, done. That's like going to the gym and saying, who's lifting the heaviest weights here? I've never been to the gym. I'm going to go pick up the heaviest weights here. I don't care if I get injured. I'm just going to do it. Okay, so let's say you even move the weights. You then injure yourself and now you're out completely for like 6-12 months and you hate going. Mentally, you're like scarred because you're like, oh, what happens if I push it again? I'm going to tear my bicep or, my pec muscle. Okay, so the same thing. We're going in, no learning, no experience, no investing mindset, no muscle memory in terms of investing muscle memory. And yet we go in and we invest in something because some traditionalist guy, some uncle, some parent, someone told us we should do it because it makes sense. Yet they've never stuck with the times. Show me someone who's actively doing it and then go and learn from those people. If I come up to you and I say, oh, I want to invest in this, and you've got no idea, you've got no portfolio, you've got no track record, why the hell am I going to listen to you? It doesn't make sense. And that's effectively what people are doing. And they're listening to the traditional mindset, which will get traditional results. You know what else? If I was to go in and I complete an assignment and I sit there and I go, okay, cool, I'm going to do this in the traditionalist way because my parents told me this is the best way, which is go to the library, pick out an encyclopedia and read the book and then make notes on it and then get the answers from there. versus an adaptive mindset. Hey, let's just figure out where technology is at the moment. Oh, okay. I've got Google. I go into Google. What is this? Bam, got the answer. 30 seconds versus some dude who's trying to read a book. I'm not saying those things don't have their place, right? I'm saying that stuff makes you appreciate what we have and grateful for. However, if there's an easier or streamlined way we can do it, why aren't we using those? Same thing. You can learn so much off YouTube, yet people are going out there and saying, oh, I better go get a master's degree. I better go get, some recognition, some course recognition, accreditation from TAFE, online unis. Come on. You'll learn more on YouTube in like the next sort of 10 hours if you really engaged yourself, really made notes and listened to the right people than you will in doing 3 years of some dumb course based on books and no real experience taught by people who apparently industry experts have got no experience. This is the reality. And I know that sometimes I'm exaggerating things. I'm generalizing certain things, but I'm trying to prove a point here that so many people are going to stay defensive during a time which is going to be the greatest time we look back on in terms of creating generational wealth. The next 3 to 5 years, that's it, right? You want to do it, great. Surround yourself with the right people. Right now, in 2021, we are having one of the biggest years ever in cryptocurrency. My question to you, and this is a really good, litmus test, right? Is to really figure out the people in your social circle. If you are having conversations about cryptocurrency, if you are understanding whether it's blockchain, whether it's specific coins, Bitcoin, who's doing what, if it's in that space, if you are discussing that on a couple of times a week, I think you're in the right circle. We are having the biggest shift in wealth, biggest shift in technological advancement and adoption, and yet people around you aren't even talking about it. You are in the wrong circle. You need to surround yourself with the right people because these are the people that hold you back. It might be that out of the 5 people you hang out with, you reduce one of them and you replace that person with someone who is talking about this stuff. Now, it might be that instead of catching up for coffee with that person or catching up with them, over dinner, you're now going, I'm going to spend that time learning on YouTube, talking to people in the space. Now, with the internet, anything is possible, right? If I want to sit there and discuss what I think the next set in Dragon Ball Supercards is, I can go onto Facebook, go and find a group and talk to people on there. That's the reality. I can be accountable. I can make shit happen or shit happens to me, right? I'd much rather be in the first one and make shit happen. That's the same thing, right? With investing in anything. It doesn't even need to be about investing. It's about happiness, hobbies, likes, whatever you want. Create that for yourself. Create that environment. Visualize what you want and go and do it. Instead, we're complaining, oh, my friends don't do anything. My friends don't talk about it. Oh, my parents didn't invest. They don't know anything. I should have been set up. Stop being entitled and become accountable. Change things if you don't like them. Be adaptive. And that's the reason why we're still going to see this big shift. We still know, like you could be listening to this and go, oh yeah, I've seen that Bitcoin is all-time high. I can see Ethereum's at all-time high. I can see real estate's growing crazy. Okay, but what are you doing? No, I'm not doing anything. I can't justify paying such a high price because I saw it. It was so low before. Nah, it's going to come down. It's going to crash. Next week, week after, year later, 3 years later. Oh yeah, I remember that. Nah, I didn't invest in it. Oh, okay. You still have a chance now. No, I don't want to. Yet you still go to a job where you hope you can get a 2 or 3% increase in your pay for the year, yet the increase in pay or get a promotion that pays you a little bit extra is going to require 4, 5, 6 hours a week. How is it okay spending 40, 50, 60 hours a week doing a job but not spend 5 to 10 hours figuring out how do I get more choices? How do I find what am I passionate about? What are my goals and dreams? How do I figure my finances out so that I don't have to go there where sometimes I don't want to go? Sometimes I don't like what my boss says. Oh, now they require me to work late tomorrow. Oh, okay. Cancel plans, friends. Cancel plans, wife and girlfriend. Oh, now I've got a problem there. Oh, okay. Well, I've got to work. What am I supposed to do? I've got to make money. Oh, but I thought it's not about money. I thought not everything's about money. I don't care about it. I'm not having a go at any of you. I'm triggering certain emotions, certain things to start questioning the system for you guys. I come across, sometimes my content's like, fluffy and, you guys can do shit. Now is the time. I say this to the people around me. I eat their head about it. I'm like, guys, if you aren't doing shit now, you will never do shit, right? Right now is the easiest time because when we see the economic cycle, right? We're seeing 7 to 12 years, economic prosperity, and then we have the correction. We're in year 1. This is where the biggest shift happens. Anyone who moves quickly, take off, right? And they're on the accelerator, right? Whereas the people that are sort of figuring themselves out, they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, I don't know. Okay, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years go. Oh, now I'm going to do something. It'll be too late. It's never too late, obviously. But if you have the chance now, you're listening to this now, if you're still on here, awesome. You should definitely subscribe if you love hearing my voice and, watching videos for this long. You should definitely subscribe to the channel. What I will finish off with is that when I talk about investing and real estate and why I think it's the best time, we've got so much money supply in the system. There is no coincidence here that we're seeing all markets at all-time highs. There is no coincidence. I believe in logic. I believe in the numbers and the facts. We are seeing it play out, and I've been saying it for over 12 months on the channel. If you've been listening and executing, and there's some of you guys that have been, and I know you have, because you've DM'd me and you've gone, thank you, it's because of you I did this and this, and look at what gains I've made. And kudos to you guys because you're executing. Too many people are going to do nothing, hoping the market will crash. Then there's a portion of people that will miss out, and they'll think hindsight's a bitch. And then there's people that will go and make shit happen. I hope from the bottom of my heart, you are someone who's going to execute. If you need help, you can book a strategy session. Let's jump on there. We'll talk about real estate. We'll talk about everything else. Where's your mindset at? What do we want to do together? How can I help? You have questions, I'll answer them to my best of my abilities. That's what the strategy session's for. If you want to learn the basics of how real estate in Australia works, go and get the Confusion to Clarity course. Go and enroll. And if you're someone who knows what you want to invest in, but you don't have the right people around you, not listening to the right people, you need to start allocating time outside of those social circles, outside of work, and start becoming accountable and stop being entitled. No one's going to feed this to you. I'm feeding it to you now for free, and I'm not even sure if you're even listening. Right now, greatest time, need to make things happen. I want you to execute on plans and visualize what those goals are. Build the machine so you can go out there and take what's yours. We are going to look back at this. We're going to look back at this podcast, and I'm going to watch and listen and see, whether I was wrong or right. I have a strong feeling, right? A really strong feeling I'm going to be right about this one. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. If you have, definitely leave me a review, subscribe to the channel. And if you do want to hear something else, you want to hear other content, other topics to be spoken about, definitely leave me a comment down below. If you're listening to the podcast, jump onto the YouTube channel, Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma, and vice versa. If you're on YouTube and you want to hear me in your car on the go, it's not advisable that you watch something while you drive. So maybe just listen to me on, the podcast. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks, guys.